The big 10,000-pound monsters come out for our next race. This matchup will pit the Ford Liquidator against Equalizer when Monster Wars return.
You know, to be a bona fide competitor, one must learn to be genuine in every moment of life. And I'm genuine in saying, Liquidator, see you later, baby. You don't have the strength nor the ability to compete in my league. And after I split you in two, I'm going to own your soul. Yeah!
Me? Well, shucks! I'm just all cut up over the fact that I'm not racing today. But don't you get all choked up, because I'll return soon. Trust my heart.
Our trucks come up to stage for this next race. Equalizer and UFO. UFO driven by Mike Wells, owned by Bob Fisher, who drives the UFO truck, and Equalizer David Morris aboard. David Morris up from Springfield, Tennessee, comes to Nassau Coliseum. UFO out of Pensacola, New Jersey. These monster trucks generate anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500 horsepower. They're set, and it's showtime. Off the line, Equalizer with a great hole shot. Liquidator has to battle back. He takes it easy going into that turn. It's almost as if that rear steer's not quite operating properly. Equalizer's already over the cars, and he's heading home. A full half-track length lead for Equalizer, but he spins! He spins out! Equalizer spins out and stalls! Liquidator comes from behind to win it! The only truck that's not supercharged! Liquidator wins the race! And Equalizer gets started, but it's too late.
You know, I went into the battlefield firmly confident and fired up that I was going to be victorious, and I came back wounded. How embarrassing! Liquidator, you won, but tread lightly with this defeat. Because remember, you see the same people on the way up as you see on the way down. Yeah!
Equalizer had this race won, but he fell to the same problem that plagued Nightmare in the earlier matchup. He spins out on the far turn, and he's totally out of the action. So Liquidator, the underdog, will move on to round number 2 as a winner. Equalizer may get to come back as a fast loser. They come out to stage for our 5th and final race of round number 1. Tropical Thunder, Wayne Smozanek, first in qualifying, goes against the world champion, Fred Schaefer's Barefoot. Barefoot qualified 6th. So Tropical Thunder may get to take out the world champion in the first round if he can continue the intensity of that qualifying round. Wayne Smozanek from Jupiter, Florida, up to the colder climates of the Nassau Coliseum in New York. Barefoot, Tropical Thunder staged on the start. The ex-drag racer Fred Schaefer gets a hole shot. Tropical Thunder takes it easy. Barefoot already in the turn, the big dodge, building a lead up against Tropical Thunder. Wayne Smozanek is definitely going to have to show us something to try to take out the world champion. There's no way. Barefoot wins it. Barefoot wins it, and Tropical Thunder is still running his race. Barefoot just sits on the track waiting for the race to be over. Your winner, Fred Schaefer in the Barefoot Dodge. Tropical Thunder did great in qualifying today, but then in competition, well, something happened. It could be power problems, or it could just be lack of experience. After all, Barefoot and Fred Schaefer have been around 15 years as opposed to Tropical Thunder's 3. As the monsters prepare for round 2, let's kick it to Monster Control and Luann Lee.
Round 1 is over, and now the action really accelerates. But before we race ahead, let's take a look back at the results thus far today. Barefoot clocked in with the fastest time, but breathing down his tire treads are the rest of the winners in round 1. All of the victors pick up an extra 10 points along with automatically advancing into round 2. The U.S. Hot Rod Association rules dictate that the 3 trucks with the fastest losing times also get to hitch a ride into round 2. So we'll see UFO, Tropical Thunder, and Equalizer move on to round 2, each adding 5 points to their overall totals. But from now on, if you snooze, you lose. Winning is everything in round 2. Who do you think will make it all the way to the finals? Go ahead, Hot Stuff. Write it down. We'll see if you're right later on in the show. And speaking of hot stuff, there's more sizzling excitement just ahead, so don't go away. The U.S. Hot Rod Association is not just monster truck racing. The organization sanctions a wide variety of motorsports, including truck and tractor pulling. Well, most people think that pulling is strictly for men. Well, somebody forgot to mention this to Donna Webb and Dusty Arfons, 2 women who've mastered pulling and have given the men a real run for their money.
There's not very many women in the truck and tractor pulling. Well, there's Dusty Arfons that drives the tractor, and she and I are real good friends.
Donna Webb and I talk when we go to the polls and stuff. She's very nice.
We pull for each other, but we don't compete against each other because we're in different classes.
She has a lot rougher luck than I do. In her class, the trucks are all so close, and one little mistake and you can be out of the money.
I'll go out of my way to go watch her pull when I wouldn't go out of my way to watch one of the guys.
I always root for her. She has to travel so far to come to most of the polls, and you want to see her do good.
I think women can compete as competitive as any man.
Pulling is not a matter of muscle or size or anything. It's just, you just have to be able to push on a throttle and steer.
I don't think it's any harder for a woman to drive a truck like this than for a man.
I grew up with pulling, and that's just what I wanted to do.
I don't know, it was just something about the way that truck and tractor pulling was done that I just loved it.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. When people ask us, what's your strategy for tonight?
I like to watch some of the other competitors do their runs before I do mine. That way I kind of know what to do with my truck.
Our strategy is to go fast and go far.
I'm real nervous and have butterflies in my stomach, but once I get in the truck and I get backed up to the sled, it's just like everything just goes away. And I'm just looking forward to putting the pedal to the metal.
You do get very, very nervous, and I get awful stomach pain sometimes. But once you get on the tractor, everything goes away.
I've had 2 really big highlights in my career. In 1989, I won the Houston Astrodome. It was the finals of the United States Hot Rod.
I think my best moment in pulling has been my win at the Houston World Finals in '92.
And then last year in 1992, I won Bowling Green, Ohio, which is one of the biggest truck and tractor pulls in the United States. I really love the rush of the big engines and listening to them run.
For Dusty, pulling is a full-time occupation. No doubt her career path was inspired by her father, the legendary king of motorsports, Art Arfons. Donna, on the other hand, only spends weekends pulling. During the week, she helps to run her family's construction business, while Freddie, her husband and chief mechanic, gets her truck to the next event. Keep on trucking. And let's keep on trucking ourselves right into round 2 of Monster Wars. Joe Lowe, take it away.